OKC with a massive comeback, but the bigger story is Ja Morant's injury and what it means for the Grizzlies' future. Plus, the Knicks take a series lead, and oh man, the Los Angeles Clippers. It's Locked On NBA game night. Let's go.
When that final buzzer rings, you know it's time for Locked On NBA game night. All the post-game reactions to every game across the league, every single night, with insights only the hosts at Locked On can provide. It's the true NBA fans' one stop for all the action. Every game, every night. It's Locked On NBA game night. Tipping off now.
Welcome to another edition of Locked On NBA game night. Every game, every night in under 30 minutes. That one should be easy today with only 3 playoff games. We had some fun ones in this one with the OKC Thunder mounting a massive comeback here. And of course, the Knicks Pistons series. Every game's got to be close, and the Clippers rolling to a blowout win over the Denver Nuggets on Fridays. I'm your usual co-host, Jake Madison, at NOLA Jake on Twitter, and the host of Locked On Pelicans.
And I'm John Karalis, host of the Locked On Celtics podcast. I'm on Twitter at John_Karalis.
Thank you for making a Locked On NBA game night your first listen today and every day. We are here every single day of the week, not just Monday through Friday, breaking down every single game in the association, regular season, extra play-in tournament game, and the playoffs where we're at right now. And it's been fun so far. And we're going to start with the Oklahoma City Thunder coming back to beat the Memphis Grizzlies here. But really, the bigger story is the Ja Morant injury, leaving with a hip injury in this one. Let's go over to Locked On Grizzlies for more on that.
One of the most disappointing second halves in Memphis Grizzlies history was preceded by one of the most exciting first halves in Memphis Grizzlies history. The Ja Morant injury late in the second quarter changes everything, and the Memphis Grizzlies lose after being up by as many as 29 points against the Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 3. I'm Joe Mullinax of Locked On Grizzlies, and there's going to be a lot of post-mortem on this, talking about Jaren Jackson Jr. struggling to score, Desmond Bane turnovers, players not stepping up in the wake of Ja Morant's hip injury. But make no mistake, sure, defense could have been cleaner on Chet Holmgren, and sure, the turnovers becoming an issue were a major reason the Grizzlies fell apart. But why did turnovers become a thing? Because Ja Morant wasn't on the floor, because Desmond Bane and Scottie Pippen Jr. were asked to do more than what they were asked to do in the first half. How do you come back for a Game 4? I'm not sure.
And that kind of sums it up pretty well there. This was a 114-108 win for the Oklahoma City Thunder. After Ja Morant left the game, the swing in this one was 33 points. That's how much OKC outscored the Memphis Grizzlies here without Ja Morant on the court after that injury. You know, they had a 29-point lead, the Grizzlies did, and yeah, like this is less about how OKC came back to me and more, they lost Ja Morant, the best player.
Yeah, once that happened, it was such a jarring injury, such a jarring fall that all of the energy, like that first half was electric. Ja Morant was going crazy. The building was rocking. This was a classic Game 3 for the home team after losing those 2 really bad games on the road. This was Memphis stepping up, Ja stepping up in front of the home crowd. And when he fell and they were starting to help him off the floor and they came over and were like, hey, if you want a chance at coming back, you got to take these free throws. It got almost sad.
And he missed both of them, by the way.
And so it got very serious very quickly. And that was just too much for the Grizzlies to overcome. I've seen the OKC Thunder do this. They did it to the Boston Celtics without any of this kind of drama. So they're capable of taking advantage of a team that's turning the ball over, that's missing shots, and that just cascaded once Ja Morant went down.
Once you start turning the ball over against OKC, or if they're forcing you to turn the ball over, like it's over. It's over. The
Forget
second that starts happening, and their defense is very good, which does that to you too. But when you lose your starting point guard, and again, you heard Joe say it, of these guys were forced to do more than what they normally need to do, it was going to just lead to problems for them, right? Scottie Pippen Jr. with 5 turnovers in this game, Desmond Bane with 5 turnovers in this game. When that happens, like, OKC is going to just smoke you. And they got this, kept whittling away that lead, got it tied in the fourth quarter. Memphis retook the lead through some pretty resilient play, I thought. But once that game got tied, it was like, OKC is going to win. Yeah. They had all the momentum here.
And Chet Holmgren was awesome. Alex Caruso was incredible.
He was fantastic.
This is, you think about the moves that OKC made in the offseason. I'm watching this game. I'm like, Hartenstein, I'm watching Caruso, and I'm like, God, I can't believe that OKC had such a perfect offseason, and here it is paying off. And Holmgren, I knew back when he was hurt that they loved him so much. They loved his tenacity. They love what he's going to become. And to have that kind of performance there, this is the Thunder kind of starting to realize their full form. And if they don't win a championship this year, it's probably coming very soon, because this team is just incredibly constructed. And whenever there is a sign of weakness for the other team, they are just able to pounce, unlike any team that I've seen in a long time. They're just incredible with that ability. But I got to ask you the question here, because this is a huge debate. We're going to play the real or fake, an unscheduled fake.
Oh yeah, we didn't plan this out. I have no clue what's coming here.
Was that a dirty play by Lou Dort? Real or fake? Real or fake? That was a dirty play by Lou Dort. Because I'm looking at Draymond Green's Instagram saying you got to stop with the dirty plays. There are people who are saying Lou Dort's play was dirty. Real or fake? It was a dirty play.
So I'm going to go fake, because they did review it to see if it was a flagrant foul, and they left it as a common foul. So you had the NBA league office kind of looking at this sort of thing to try and see, and they determine, no, not that that's like the decider on this sort of thing, but I'm going to kind of go there with it. Like he's definitely at the line of a lot of dirty kind of plays. Look, I saw it earlier in the year with the way that Brandon Ingram fell on his ankle, and that basically left Brandon Ingram out for the rest of the season on that sort of thing. So it's not like Lou Dort is kind of new to really going up against the line, but I'm going to say fake on this one.
I think when you're a tenacious defender like he is, you toe the line of sometimes, like you're aggressive, and when you're aggressive, you're going to find yourself in positions where there are questions. I agree. I think that is fake. I do not think this was a dirty play. I think when you look at it closely, you see he slips, he plants, he's trying to do it. He's trying to chase down, I forget who was going in for the layup, but he was trying to chase that down. And then the pass came back to Morant, and you see Lou Dort slip. You look at his left foot, he slips, and then he turns around off balance, and he wants to challenge the play. Probably wants to turn around and either challenge the shot or set himself up for to take a charge or something. And in that moment, he's off balance, and Morant is jumping, and it's just a very unfortunate series of events. Whatever your opinion is of Lou Dort, I don't think that play was dirty. I think it was a very unfortunate. And I think if you ask Lou Dort, and I haven't seen, because as we're recording this, they're doing the post game, I would say that he's probably upset about this. Look, tough defensive players, they don't want to hurt anybody.
No one wants to hurt another player, ever, right? So, like that's never the intent, I don't think.
I think one of the things that I definitely want to establish here is that I don't think that was a dirty play. I think it was an unfortunate play, but people who are saying it's dirty, I think, are just having an emotional response.
Yeah, it could be. In this game, by the way, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finally scored over 20-something points in this one. 31 points for him on that. I hadn't done that yet in the series. 26 for Jalen Williams, 24 for Chet Holmgren here, 22 for Jerry Jackson. Scottie Pippen Jr. with a really nice game, 28 points from him. He's been a nice surprise, I think, this season for the Memphis Grizzlies. This feels, I saw Joe Mullinax on Twitter saying this feels like rock bottom for the Grizzlies. given the injury, I don't know if that's exactly the case, but I mean, at this point, the series feels done.
Oh, it's
I
over.
don't,
Yeah,
it's like, this is going to be a sweep. It feels like I don't even see how they're going to have kind of the momentum, the energy to get one game in this series.
There's no need to play Ja Morant in game 4. I don't know what the imaging is going to say or anything like that, but if it's even close, look, Memphis, you were on the verge of an amazing game 3. Tough luck. That's what the playoffs are. Some of it is luck. That was a very bad luck play. Don't risk anything to save some sort of face, to try to go out there and save a game. Don't let your pride and ego get in the way. Save Ja Morant. Let him heal. You have a very critical offseason coming. Just don't. Congratulations, OKC. You're not winning this series. Just deal with it. Give some younger guys the opportunity to get more playoff experience and use it as that more than anything else.
So coming up next, maybe the best series in the first round, the Knicks beating the Pistons, another close game. Let's break that one down. That's coming up here next in today's episode of Locked On NBA Game Night. Today's episode of Locked On NBA Game Night is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where'd all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, entertainment, it's easy to lose track. And that's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. So you can track all your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place. So you stop managing your money and you start building wealth. And it's going to give you insight you didn't realize. When I started using it, I realized how much I was spending on food delivery. Those fees really add up. You don't realize it. Now, cut down on that so I can budget smarter and save even more. And instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch Money to check your finances, track your spending, even plan long-term goals. You're saving up for a new car, to buy a house, or just need to get something at the end of the month. Monarch Money is going to be able to help you do that. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off the first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. And thank you for making it a Locked On NBA Game Night your first listen today and every day. We're here every single day, literally covering every single game across the NBA this season. It's been a lot of fun to kind of do deeper dives on these playoff games. Things slow down a little bit. We can get into the chess matches of all of that. It's a lot of fun. I love it. And if you want to get more Locked On in your inbox, go to lockedondaily.com because there's a newsletter for your favorite team. So you can subscribe. And if you do so between April 7th, 2025 and April 30th, 2025, there's a chance to win awesome prizes. $2,500 to Best Buy, $300 to Game Time for tickets, $200. I will hopefully be buying a Cooper Flag jersey with that if I end up winning somehow. You can get exclusive insight into free agency, draft coverage, and team updates over at lockedondaily.com. Also in the link in the description below. That's be the change you want to see in the world right there, John. We are going to will this and make it happen.
Speak it into existence.
Man, we are trying here because that would make my season, off season, a little bit more fun. What is fun, though, is the series between the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons here. 118-116 win for the Knicks in this one. Let's go to Locked On Knicks for more in their take.
The New York Knicks survive a war against the Detroit Pistons. Hostile crowd, physical team, a lot of craziness late in the game, including a little bit of home cooking on the clock, but the Knicks are able to pull out a 118-116 victory over the Detroit Pistons. I'm Gavin Shaw of the Locked On Knicks podcast. This was a big bounce-back game for Jalen Brunson. Even if the final numbers don't show it, I thought his process was far better than it was in game 2. Came out looking to pass the basketball, looking to get everyone else going, and that paid real dividends for Karl-Anthony Towns, who had made just 1-3, taken just 5 through 2 games of the series. In the first quarter of this one, makes 3 of them, takes 4, finishes this game 31 points, 8 rebounds. I thought exceptional defense down the stretch of this one. blocking Tobias Harris, blocking Cade Cunningham. Knicks make their free throws down the stretch. Mikal Bridges, I thought throughout, excellent on the defensive end, 5 stocks, big shot making. OG Anunoby carried them as well in the first half with, I think, right around 18, 19 points in that first half. The Knicks' top 4 guys came up big, and it was just enough to hold on against the Pistons. They'll be looking for a big Game 4 win on Sunday. Until then, tune in for more on Locked On Knicks.
And let's go over to Locked On Pistons for Kuz take.
The Detroit Pistons lose this one by a score of 116-118. They lose this by 2 points. They had multiple chances here in this fourth quarter. Couldn't get over that 3-point hump. Cade Cunningham didn't shoot very well in this game. Shot 10 of 25 in this game. The defense on him was really great. Malik Beasley had another struggle game. 2 of 10 from deep. If he hits us a few more shots, they definitely probably win this game. It was a hard-fought game. The crowd was absolutely into it. LCA was absolutely rocking. It was crazy. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't even hear my thoughts for the majority of this game. But I thought the Knicks did a smart job of not going to Brunson so much and going to Mikal, Karl-Anthony Towns, and OG Anunoby. Those guys had 20, 31, 22 points as Brunson kind of got a lot of his points at the end of this game on free throws. They did a good job of getting it to the other guys to take advantage of those matchups. The Pistons are going to have to counter that, come up with something, but need to hit open shots. Moving on to Game 4.
We got people everywhere here on Locked On NBA Game
right.
Night. But you heard it in both of those guys. Jalen Brunson kind of playing the best game he's played so far really feels like the biggest story to me.
Well, playing the best game because he not only did he finish, some clutch baskets, but takes a step back and they find Karl-Anthony Towns early on. So it's finding the right balance between Brunson and Towns. I think that's coming out of the first couple of games. You see a lot of the reaction of like Karl-Anthony Towns getting, max money to make sure that Jalen Brunson gets the matchup that he likes sometimes. Like that's what the series has been. And it's fair. And so early on in this game, it was Karl-Anthony Towns from 3 over and over and over. And then Brunson does his job down the stretch. That's the formula for the Knicks. Get Cat going early, get him engaged, and then he's going to play harder down the stretch. He's going to give you something, a little something defensively, maybe. And Brunson can do what he does. Clutch player of the year, can go out there and hit the baskets that he needs to hit. So, but look, they are having a very, very tough time with the Pistons. And Detroit, for a team that's still a ways away from maximizing their full potential, Cade Cunningham, for all of the, whatever shooting struggles, he's still controlling the game. He's still drawing a ton of attention. And a lot of these games come down to a couple of bounces here and there. It's 5 possessions per game that are determining this. And the Knicks, because they have a little bit more talent, are winning enough of those possessions to take a lead in this series. But it's seriously, all of these games could go either way.
It really does. Now, do you wonder if some of this comes down to just like the Pistons' youth as well? And while the Knicks haven't gone on like a deep playoff run, like they've been here before, right? That last game that Pistons won Game 2 was the first Detroit Pistons playoff win in 21 years or something like that. It was something since nuts, right?
2008 when they beat the Celtics in a series that they lost. But yes, for sure, because in Game 1, the Pistons gave up a 21-0 run. In Game 3, in this game, it was a 21-3 run that they gave up. You can't give up those now. And
they almost blew it in Game 2. Like it looked like they were trying to lose that game at a certain point.
That's right. But to their credit, in Game 3, they came back, and so they have the fortitude to come back. And they're playing shorthanded. They don't have Isaiah Stewart. They're not able to protect the rim exactly the way they want to, but their inexperience is allowing for these big Knicks runs. Control that a little bit, and there you go. Within that run, there's probably 2-3 possessions that could have stopped that run. Control that, and the Pistons would win this game. So their youth is definitely part of the issue.
Yeah, and they need their better players to make some threes, right? Like you look at the raw numbers of the threes here. They went 16 for 37, so over 43%, and that looks great. Except Tim Hardaway Jr. was 7 for 12, so basically half of their threes. Cade Cunningham going 2 of 5 is fine, but Malik Beasley going 2 of 10 and that type of thing is just absolutely going to kill them. They need him off the bench to kind of be that scorer. 12 points on 14 shot attempts certainly is not going to get it done.
And he had shots down the stretch that could have changed this game.
Missed.
It's just, if it does fall into the make miss league, but look, the Pistons are who they are. They are playing up to who they are. I'm very impressed with their physical play. I think it bothers the Knicks. There are a lot of scuffles. There are a lot of times guys needed to be separated in this game. That plays completely into the Pistons' hands. So, you need to get a little bit more. You need to get more from Tobias Harris, right? 5 points on 2 of 9 shooting. Like,
well, he's the veteran that's supposed to be cool there in the moment and set that example. That's why you signed that guy to this team.
I mean, and he was a +10. He did other things, but you still need points. You lost by 2. You need points. And when he has 5, that's not good enough. So it's still a work in progress, but then you have Dennis Schroeder. I mean,
he's been great for him.
You gotta love and hate Dennis Schroeder. He is the biggest asset and the biggest jerk on the team. At the same time, he went at Paul Reed at one point because to be fair, Paul Reed missed him a couple times, but it's just wild to see. But look, game 4 can go either way. This easily could be a 7-game series.
Oh, it easily could be. I hope it does. This is the
and
one
we
I was
didn't even talk about the clock at the end, by the way, which was nuts.
Go ahead, hit it.
Well, I know. Real quick, with 0.5 seconds left, the home clock operator starts the clock as the free throw hits the Jalen Brunson intentionally misses the free throw up 2 with 0.5 left smartly, but they start the clock on the miss, not on the touch. And now all of a sudden the Pistons have an inbounds play and they botch it, but the clock actually gave them an opportunity to inbound the ball. Really what should have happened was they should have just given Brunson, they should have replayed the free throw and had him miss it all over again. But that was a wild moment.
Look, this whole series has been close. It's been really fun to watch, and the Pistons have, even though they're losing now, have impressed me with it, but also really impressed with the Knicks because the Pistons played them tough during the regular season. And I thought this one, look, they stole home court. The Knicks to go on the road and get that win, which sounded like a pretty wild crowd in there. Just overall impressive with everything.
I want to talk about this game more, but there's another one here that we, I guess, are obligated to talk about.
So we got something that I'm going to play that's actually kind of cool. You haven't seen it. It's from our Locked On Clippers host. Maybe that'll change your mind. Let's go to this next game here that was a blowout with the Denver Nuggets getting rocked by the Los Angeles Clippers. That's coming up here next in Locked On NBA Game Night. And thank you for making a Locked On NBA Game Night your first listen today and every day. We're here 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, Monday through Monday, how I often say it here, covering every single game across the association. It's been a lot of fun breaking down these playoff games. Make us your first listen today. For your second listen, look, go listen to your favorite team show, or if you're an NFL fan, it was the draft. We got a Locked On NFL team for you and who they might be looking at in the second and third round on day 2 of the draft. There's a Locked On everything here, isn't there, John?
I can't believe that many people showed up in Green Bay to just listen to names being called. You guys could just watch that on TV.
I watched it on TV. I was fine with it.
Why?
But yeah,
I don't know. All those people in the crowd, you need to be standing 2,000 deep to hear somebody's name be called at that. I don't know, man. I'm not an NFL draft guy. So a lot of people, I just lost a lot of people right now.
All of a sudden. Well, we're on Locked On NBA here. So I think it's all
the
good.
NBA side. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's like a million people there to watch some dude's name hold up a jersey. Congratulations. I don't know.
Go listen to Locked On NFL and make them your second listen today. John won't be, but you should be. All right, Los Angeles Clippers beating the Denver Nuggets 117-83, the first playoff game in the Intuit Dome. Let's go over to Locked On Clippers for a little bit more here.
That's going to do it from Game 3. Darian Vaziri of Locked On Clippers. My head is throbbing. I feel like I'm going to throw up, and I haven't felt that way since Game 6 of that second-round series against the Jazz 4 years ago. I thought our intensity was amazing. We did a good job getting the ball out of Jokic's hands, but also making life tough for him. Ben Simmons honestly did a pretty good job in that first half. And then Harden, Kawhi, and Norman Powell and Zoo, the big four looked like the big four. Norman Powell to have over 20 plus, and the crowd loves it! Kawhi with a big performance. Harden with 20 plus. 2, 1. Go Clippers! It's electric, baby! Go Clippers! Yeah!
Do you think they had fun there at that game? I think they had fun in the Intuit Dome for the first playoff game there.
Yeah. I mean, look, they've been through a lot. Let them have this moment.
Yeah.
Let them have it. You know, that's actually really cool to watch.
That's one of the fun ones. I watch them all before we play them on here. I'm like, oh, this one's great. Let's go over to Locked On Nuggets though for their analysis of the game here.
This won't be as
The Denver
fun.
Nuggets lose 117-83, and y'all, it is a reoccurring issue. No spacing, no defenders, all the way across the board. Doesn't matter. Another triple-double from Nikola Jokic, playmaking, passing, but he is seeing hands on every single possession. The Nuggets have 2 players with 20 or more points. The defense, unlike the first 2 games, doesn't show up at all today. The Denver Nuggets were winning in the first quarter. The bench started going in, and the next thing you know, momentum was cast aside, as has been the story all season. The Clippers go up 2-1 with a chance to take a just staggering lead 3-1 in 2 days. We'll see if the Nuggets can respond. Hey, Saturday, Game 4.
He mentioned the bench there, by the way. The Nuggets bench with a total of 6 points in this game is certainly not going to get it done.
Well, it's a good thing they fired Michael Malone because this is really paying dividends here. That's insane. To get 6 points off the bench, to get 7 points from Michael Porter Jr. That's what else are you going to say? Jokic can try to do it alone, and he does to some degree, but let's give the Clippers credit.
Yeah.
They did what they're supposed to do. You got an incredible performance just across the board. James Harden has been great. This is, he's beating the allegations right now for his playoff performance. This has been a great performance for Harden. You've got Kawhi Leonard turning back the clock.
Just looks incredible.
Just great, right? And then Norm Powell putting on the I should have been an all-star performance with 20 points on 7 of 12 shooting, just coming up big as trying to hold off any thoughts of a Nuggets comeback. Like the Clippers look great. The Clippers, this is the vision of the Clippers when they said, yeah, we're cool with Paul George leaving. This is what they were thinking, and it's paying off. You get productive defensive minutes from Ben Simmons. You get
he was a +9 in 9 minutes, and he didn't score a single point.
That it's a very Ben Simmons stat line.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like the most. 0 for 2,
well,
0 points, +9.
Yeah. So that's that. The Nuggets are a mess, and we'll see where they go. There's a conversation to be had about what this summer could potentially bring if the Nuggets get bumped in round 1, if the Bucks get bumped in round 1, the Hawks are already gone. You got Trae Young, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic. There's a lot of big names who are in frustrating situations. This could be an incredible summer for player movement. And who knows how that's going to go. But if you're Nikola Jokic, this game 4 is going to be critical because you go down 3-1. If you lose to the Clippers in round 1, after everything that happened, I would be very afraid in Denver.
It's not good, right? He had his triple-double, 23 points. You have Jamal Murray with 23 points. And then the only other person who scored in double figures is Aaron Gordon, but it's 15 points on 16 shot attempts. And that ain't it, right? Like, no one else stepped up in this game. No one did basically anything. I wouldn't call that Jamal Murray performance like truly outstanding or anything. 23 points, 15 shots, 1 of 4 from 3. And like, that's about it. But like, no one could just do anything, it felt like here. And, that's part of like why they fired Michael Malone. Like, they knew this was in a bad state here and they're going to have to do something a little bit more drastic. Still might not have done that move, but they've got to do something with this roster because
No, I was going to say that highlights the desperation.
Yeah, right. No, that's what it is.
That's how desperate things are in Denver.
That's what their owner said, right? He was like, we're just going to try and squeeze as much out of the rest of the season as we can. It's like, that comment is ominous.
Yeah. Can we play another real or fake? It's just a completely random out of nowhere real or fake. Here. The Clippers handed out horse heads, the puppet horse heads in the wall, in their fan wall, to distract Nikola Jokic loves horses. And so they had everybody put horse heads on to try to distract him. Real or fake, the horse heads were the difference in this game, Jake Madison.
You know what? I can't say no to that. I can't say no to it.
Prove it wrong.
It's 1 for 1 in the Intuit Dome.
Prove to me that it didn't work, so it's got to be real.
It's got to be real.
The horse heads in the wall. There's no proof that they didn't.
Nope. I expect to see horse heads in Detroit probably, and all of these other games now coming up. All right, we're gonna end it there. I love that. Let's end on the horse heads. Also, just what a great thing. The wall's fun. I love all that. Watching Darian walk up all like as high as he was, it's like, oh boy, I really want to go to a game there. That place looks awesome.
I know. I was thinking about going to that game. I didn't travel to that game for the Celtics. Yeah, I'm here in Orlando though. This is like, but next year I think an Intuit Dome trip is in the works.
Maybe if you get Celtics Clippers in the finals, you'll be there.
Ooh,
why are you saying next season?
Not out of
John?
the question.
What about this season here?
I'm just giving OKC that respect.
Locked On Clippers fans, locked on Celtics don't respect you at all.
That's right. I'm a hater.
No respect
I'm a Clippers
there.
Hater.
All right, that's going to do it. Bigger than me, and I was like the biggest one at the start of the season. That's going to do it for this episode of Locked On NBA Game Night. Every game, every night. We are part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. As always, on Fridays, I'm your co-host, Jake Madison, at Nola Jake on Twitter, and host of Locked On Pelicans.
And I'm John Karalis, at John_Karalis on Twitter, and host of the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Enjoy the playoffs. Make us your first listen today and every day, and we'll be back with y'all next week.